Today's topic is going to move into the space of life after COVID, specifically economic futures. Hello, I'm Dr. Aliana Moren. You're joining me in my AI salon, where we talk about all manner of AI-related topics. I teach artificial intelligence, natural language processing, and related topics at Northwestern University's Master of Science in Data Science program, where I've actually developed the core materials for those two courses and others. So we're expanding in this particular topical series on the technologies that are involved. Those are the usual topics of our conversation, and into a broader focus about AI and society. There's a lot of thinking about what happens as we reopen, and there's a fair bit of thinking about the nature of the economic future. What's going to happen in terms of jobs? What will we resume? What will we be changing? What aspects of the commercial realm are going to be impacted? What I think is very important for us all to grasp is that the major impact right now is not going to be COVID per se, because the major impact that's been rolling along for a while has been the impact of AI and robotics. We haven't seen the full impact of that yet. We aren't, but this decade, the 2020 decade, is going to have an immense societal shift due to the introduction of AI and robotics in the workplace. And we'll start to see the numbers. Up until now, we've been seeing small-scale insertions. Certain industries, of course, have been transformed over the previous decade, but now we're going to see massive transformations. And the thesis that I'd like to introduce to you, actually a hypothesis here, is that COVID-19 is going to act as an accelerant to that transition, because there will be economic impacts of COVID itself, but will have greater impact in terms of how society will change as a result of the virus. As an example, there are a few industries right now that provide food delivery services, and a very, very small number that are working with the warehouse direct-to-consumer. In other words, they're not representing a grocery store, they're not an Amazon that orders and stockpiles from various industries. They are direct warehouses for various foods, and you place your order with a warehouse and you get it without any intermediaries. That is a trend. It's been catching on mostly in Europe. There are plans for one of those companies to expand more. That's the kind of trend that would be accelerated by having the impact of the COVID virus, and people are seeking to have less and less human hands-on to their food supply. Not that foods have been shown to be a transmitter, but people are becoming very, very skittish about how many hands-on and the amount of processing that they have to do once they take the foods into the house. Various complications ensue there. So that's an example. We're seeing more and more, hugely more and more, ordering of things online as opposed to going to stores. And even as stores reopen more and more, there'll be, I think, a lingering tendency to prefer to order online, because when we go into a commercial store, first of all, there will continue to be significant inconveniences. And secondly, we won't really know exactly who has been touching things before us and how recently something might have been sanitized. It will just seem to many of us to be safer, easier, smarter to continue ordering online at home. That means that these major shipping companies, these warehousing companies, Amazon being very obvious, are going to continue to have a strong market dominance here, and that the desire, need, emphasis for having robots in those warehousing facilities will increase. And increasingly, more and more tasks will be taken over by these robots. So those are just two instances. We'll look at more in the future. I'm interested in your thoughts and opinions. Please feel free to comment in. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next round.